Hi, my amazing students. It's Mrs. Kemper. I hope everyone is doing well. I'm so excited because your teachers told me that you guys get to do something different with the stories that you have been reading and that you will actually be creating a book trailer. And I'm going to teach you how to take the work that you've been doing on your templates and how to put all of that together and make your animated book trailer. I'm going to show you a book trailer that I created first, just as an example that you can look at. Okay, so that gave you an example of a book trailer that I made of the book Cinder. So if you'll notice in that book trailer, I was able to introduce some of the characters, gave you a little bit about the plot and what's going on with the character Cinder, but I didn't give you too much information because as your teachers have been working with you, they've been reminding you on this, it's different than a book report. So you're not telling everything that happened in the story. You just want to do a hook with them. Get the other students in your class when we present your videos to get them to want to read the same book that you have. So the next thing you're going to do is get on your Animoto account, which I know that your teachers have all set up for you. And once you are into that account, you are going to want to click on Create. And then while you are setting that with Create, you should have your plan in front of you and looking at what you have already decided that you're going to do. So this one was a plan that I had worked on, just an example to work with you. So the book title we're going to do, because I know when you guys love when I read this story to you, it's one of my favorite stories, The True Story of the Three Little Pigs by John Ciska. Notice the book trailer, I've got my name there, and I've just shown you on number 1, which it says, what do you see? List and sketch your images and your graphics. Now I went ahead and put the image in there like you guys can since you were sent it in digital form. If not, you can always just sketch what you want in there. So I know that I'm going to work with this image of the Three Little Pigs. And then over here where it says things I want to remember with this scene, such as the background, colors, transitions, I know I want to add the words first, and then I'm going to want to show the image that I want to do on there. So I have those things for what I would need. And then what I'm going to want it to say. So now you're going to go back because you would have that in front of you, and it's asking you if you want to create, and it has some templates for you. Now your teachers want you to go ahead and click right here so that it says start from scratch. So they want you to actually start from scratch. So once you're starting from scratch, it's going to ask you to choose a template. And there's a variety of templates that you can choose. As you scroll through, you can see all of those are on there. Your teacher says it does not matter to them what template that you choose. So you'll just want to pick on one. And the nice thing is, if you decide later you don't like that template, you can go back and change it at any time. The next option that it has you is to figure out if you want to do your ratio type. So do you want landscaping or do you want a square? Oftentimes, if you pick square, it's able to show the entire image in there, which is kind of nice for when you're making your book trailer. So again, you can choose square later on. If you change your mind, you can make it to the landscaping on your style for your ratio. And then you just click choose based on which one you have. Now it'll load up and it's going to get started on what you want. The first thing you're going to want to go ahead and do so that it's set for you is right here where it has the little pencil and it says untitled video. So for now, we're going to want to title yours. So for mine, that's where you're going to put the name of your story. And again, you can edit as you go along and make those changes. Now let's talk about some things that we would see on the left-hand side of your project. This first one is media. Media is all the pictures that you have chosen for your book project, and you can put your media right in there. And when you're on media, it'll tell you right here you can upload from your Chromebooks, which you guys all have, or you can also choose, right, hover over the mouse and the image from another one on your tray, or when you are looking for pictures, because you know we had to take our images that were free, copyright free, which you guys have already learned from a previous library lesson. So if you are searching for something, you could just put in, let's say you wanted to know if there was pictures already of pigs in there. So you click on it, click search, and if there's one that you wanted, you could just tap on it, put that one in, and that could be one that you could insert from your stock pictures as well. So you do have some images that you could put in there of things that you would like. The next one that you can see over here is design. Now I just wanted to kind of show you what these are on the left. On your design, that's when you're choosing the color for your backgrounds, like what color you want your title in, the subtitles, your accent, and your video background. Again, when you're making choices, if you tap on it, the other colors would come up. So if I wanted to use red, I just tap on red, and now it's changed that in there. Same thing, if you want to change your video background, you just tap on it, your colors come up, it'll let you make some changes to it. Again, you can change throughout. I constantly preview my video as I'm working on it and then make changes. Style, that's what we talked about before. Right now I picked the horizon, but as I told you, you could change that to any style that you wish, and you can just click on one and make those changes. Ratio, which we talked about earlier. The ratio, whether you want it in landscape or square. Right now it was set to square. If I decided I wanted landscape, I just tap on it and change the apply. Filters to the left. The filters can let you change how you want to do your pictures. Again, you just tap on it, and as soon as you tap on it, it has the check mark. The check mark is letting you know that you've applied what you wanted. The last one on here is music. You won't be choosing your music until the end of it, but it has a variety of songs. So this one automatically defaulted to take you there. You of course can click on change, and you can change to any variety of songs that you want, which we'll get to all of that at the end. But I wanted to give you a preview of everything that you could use over here on the left with media, design, style, ratio, filters, and music. So now let's go back to, if you look at my plan sheet, on the first one that I had, remember I was doing the true story of the three little pigs. So on the first one, I knew what image that I wanted. I wanted to use an image of the three little pigs, and I know I want to add some words first, and then I want to show the image that I have. So if I'm looking at my plan, which I would have next to me, I just wanted you to be able to see it as a reminder of what your plan is. So now you're working on the true story of the three little pigs. The first thing that you're going to want to do is upload all of the pictures that you have in mind and that you have saved from your project. So once you upload them, they will be here. Now, uploading is the same as what we've been taught before when we upload when we're doing our Google Slides. But I'll review again on upload. So if I click on upload, I'm going to want to go to the file that I have saved my pictures in. So as your computer loads up, then you'll pick on your select your pictures. Choose what picture that you'd want, and then of course you are going to select open on there. Now as a reminder, I know that you already have that. We've already been taught this, but if you want to do more than one picture at a time, remember you tap on it, see how it highlights blue? You'll push Control, and then if you need any other pictures in there, you can tap them as well, and it'll be able to let you upload all of the pictures that you want at once when you click open, and it'll tell you they're uploading. Now all the pictures that you have for this project will be listed right here. The next step that you're going to want to do is, it's usually easier if you take your pictures and then slide them over. But I wanted to show you some options with your blocks, just so that you would know. So if you are going to add a block, click on add a block, and these are the choices that you would need for your video, for your book trailer. You can click the one with the photo, and it's going to be adding that picture that you have on there. We'll not be adding any videos, but just for future, if you were creating a book trailer or something different that your teacher has you use with Animoto, and you were doing like a research project and you were able to insert a video, then you could use that one. If you wanted to take all of your pictures and make it as a collage, it can show them all at once. This one you'll definitely be using because you'll be adding text. So it's just a block that only has text on it. If you are quoting directly from one of the characters or in the passage, then you're wanting to use one of those on there. The logo, we don't have it automatically default to those logos on there. So I wanted to show you your choices. Now it's usually easier if you put in and slide your photos that you want as you're going through, and you'll just want to slide in those photos. Now as you notice, when I put this one in, this upgrade to remove, your teachers do not need you to upgrade. You already have the account that they set. This will all automatically go at the end. And even on the video that I made, it showed you at the end that it was produced by Animoto. So you'll just continue putting in your pictures, and you'll put all of those in of the pictures you want. Now if you haven't uploaded, or you decide as your preview and you want to add another one, the same thing, you can just add it in. Now once you have it, as you're playing around, I know that from my story plan, this was the first picture that I wanted to put in there. And then maybe I want to pick the title. So all I do is drop and drag to where I want, and it now moves it to the next one, so you can move them around. I might decide that later on I want to, because of course this is an important one, because we want to know who the publisher is and your copyright of your book, so you know you're going to want to put that one in there. So you just move around to the order in which you would want. Let's say I have these 3 little pigs, but I decided I no longer want it. I'm going to go right down here, click on Edit. And if I want to edit, see if I click on Play, it's just not doing anything because I don't have any sets with it. But to edit, I can edit and maybe add some text. Or if I no longer want it, and I want to get rid of that one, then I can just go to the trash can and get rid of it. And I can delete. It's nice because it asks you for sure if that's the one you want to delete. But if I change my mind, you'll notice it's still over here. So if I want it back, I can just slide it back over. So because on your plan you have your pictures in there and how you want it, then you're going to need to adjust whether you just wanted to put a caption underneath it for something that you had in your plan, or you want a text block. So if I decided on this one, I wanted to write in there and say, right, the 3 little pigs, I can just type that in there. If that's what I decided when it's on there and I don't want it, you can always take it back out. Let's say I want it down below and I want it more like a subtitle. What I love about Animoto is I can change it around as many times as I'd like. So I might play it for a while and see if this is the one that I really like. If I need it again, notice when you're done, you could always duplicate it and it'll do it for you again. But on my plan, I knew that I did not want the image first. I wanted to put some text as I was getting started with it. So I would click on Add a Block. And I know I want to add strictly a block with text and put it in. So I'm going to ask that question. What do you think of when you see this image? Because I know I'm going to want to talk about what you guys think when I say the 3 little pigs. But we know the true story of the 3 little pigs is a whole different plot than what we were used to, which is one of the reasons why that story is my favorite. So when I put that in, it came down here. I want that to be the first one that's on it. So all I do is drop and drag, which you guys all know, and I drag it to the beginning of it. Now at any time I can preview how it's going and the order of how it is. So I'll click on preview just so that we can see it. It takes a few moments to load up. And then start playing. So let's say when I get there I do not like where the wording was from the 3 little pigs. All I had to do was go back to it, click back on text again, and I could take it out or I could move it however that I wanted to. And remember over here at any time I can change that design. So if I decide I don't like what do you think, how the text looks on it, I can always go back to design. I can change the subtitle or the video background or the color that my title's in. So as soon as you went over here, and if you wanted to try a different color, when you tap on it, it automatically changes on that screen so that you can see it. See how it changed right there. If I didn't like this style, again, you go back to Style, click Change, click on one, select it, and see if you like it better. If you don't, just go back, change it back. Again, that's one of the wonderful things about Animoto, which I know that you will like it as well as you work your way through. And then I just keep going through with it. Now when I get to the end, after I previewed it, I've made my changes, and it's everything that I would like, because we're not going to go all the way through that process. I just was showing you how to get started. The last thing you'll do, of course, you're going to need to go back to music. You want to make a change because you don't like how that music is. Of course, you click on it, select it, and now your music has been changed. You may also choose to record your voice instead of the music going. So if I wanted to say, what do you think when you see the image, instead of the words coming out and I want my voice, this is the record. Now I do want to stress to you, your teacher said you do not have to record your own voice. It is okay if the music just plays, which is why when I made Cinder, you did not hear Miss Kemper's voice on it. You only heard the music that was from the background. But if you wanted music, you click on it and click record, and you hold it and it'll record anything that you want. Another thing to keep in mind when you're doing your video is on this text. Notice it's for 5 seconds and my pictures are for 3 seconds. It does automatically default to 3 seconds when it's only an image that's on there. But if you add text, it'll make it longer. But if I want this because it's a question, and let's say I want to give my audience a longer amount of time, I just click back on my 5 seconds and I can make it shorter or I can make it longer to any type that you want. And of course, you can do that on each one. So a lot of times when I'm previewing, that really lets me know how I want to do each one. Now, once you're ready, you've previewed it many times, you like how it is, right? When you've done your preview and you're ready to go, the very last thing you're going to want to do is click on save, because we're going to save all of these in her account, and then she's going to be using Padlet so that everyone can view each other's, and then you'll be using the rubric to grade another student's book trailer. So when I'm ready, it's exactly how I want. I'm going to click on save, and it told me that it's saved. So on preview, when I'm liking how it is, and instead of continuing editing, which is what we've been doing so that we could play it over and over and over, you're just going to click on produce. It has the title that you called it. It'll have the date in which you were creating it, the producer's name, in this case is yours. Your teacher does want you to put a summary in there that you wrote about your book, right? So that summary should be in there. So you'd be putting in what you need, and everything that you wrote on your summary page is going to go right in there. And then you could also change that image if you didn't like how, because it began in the first one, you might want to change the image to the actual book cover that you had, because I know your teachers told you having that book cover image was important. And then you're just going to click finish. Now once you are finished, you won't have to do anything else with it because your teachers are into your account because you're all working on the same one. She'll have it all set for you and be able to put it on your Google Classroom. And then you will also have a link so that you'll be able to share that with others, because you'll have some settings down there. You do need to make sure that at the bottom when it said it was finalizing, that you were able to take the time to let it finalize on there. So she'll be able to, right here is always your link, the embedded one as well, so that she'll be able to have your book trailers from the site that she has. And then what's nice is even after it's produced, let's say a student watches it and gives you a suggestion, and they said, you know what, I noticed you maybe had a misspelling, or maybe the attention grabber that you had in there, what if you said this instead of that? You could go right back, and at any time you'd be able to go back and edit your video even after you have produced it, which is wonderful with Animoto. So I just wanted to tell you I miss you, and I cannot wait to see what you guys are all going to produce with your book trailers.